Now the latest in the Russia election probe. The White House is downplaying the indictment of its former campaign chairman and guilty plea by a former Trump campaign advisor. As legal analysts predict the investigation, Robert Mueller is just getting started. CBS 4's Rudabeh Shabazi is here with more. Rudabeh.
Elliot, the White House press secretary today said there are no plans to defund the office of the special counsel, Robert Mueller, because the cases prove there was no collusion with Russia by the Trump campaign.
President Trump ignored questions about federal indictments issued against former campaign officials.
Are you going to pardon Mr. Manafort? Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
His former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, and his business associate, Rick Gates, were accused of hiding millions of dollars in foreign banks while working for pro-Russian political parties in Ukraine. Manafort has been under scrutiny for quite a while, but the Mueller team sent shockwaves when it announced the Trump campaign advisor, George Papadopoulos, pled guilty for lying to the FBI. On Twitter this morning, President Trump said, quote, "As Paul Manafort's lawyer said, there was no collusion, and events mentioned took place long before he came to the campaign. Few people know the young, low-level volunteer named George, who was already proven to be a liar." In Moscow, Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said no one has offered proof of Russian meddling in the election, but prosecutors say Papadopoulos reached out to the Russians when he was a Trump campaign advisor. When he was arrested in July, prosecutors filed a motion to conceal the complaint. In it, they wrote, quote, "Defendant has indicated that he is willing to cooperate with the government in its ongoing investigation into Russian efforts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. Public disclosure of the defendant's initial appearance, however, would significantly undermine his ability to serve as a proactive cooperator." And, quote, "Public disclosure of the defendant's arrest and the accompanying criminal charges may alter other subjects to the direction and status of the investigation. Once alerted to this development, potential targets may be prompted to destroy or conceal incriminating evidence." During Papadopoulos' court appearance, the prosecutor said his case is part of a large-scale ongoing investigation in which this case is a small part. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked if the president would defund the special counsel's office.
No, and I'm not sure what we'd push back against, since so far all they've done is come up with ways and shown more and more that there was no connection between the Trump campaign in collusion with Russia.
CBS News has learned there are 4 new cases filed under seal in Washington, D.C. in district court there. The cases were filed between the Papadopoulos charges and the Manafort indictment. This is not definitive proof that there are more special counsel filings, but it is focusing a lot of attention on what might be coming next. Elliot.
Rudabeh, thank you. Look for much more on this on the CBS Evening News at 6:30 after CBS 4 News at 6.